everyone, Edna Kimble, Edna Sells, Century 21 Wright Real Estate, and welcome to today's podcast. So today we're going to talk about 3 major red flags when it comes to hiring a realtor. Now, it doesn't matter if you're a buyer or if you're a seller. And actually, if you're a realtor, this is good information for you too. Okay, so here we go. Number 1, red flag. I genuinely believe that if a realtor has an out-of-state phone number, that could be a red flag. Now, hear me out, okay? If you've moved to a new area and you don't want to give up your cell phone that you've had for 100 years, totally cool with that. But if your realtor has an out-of-state area, you need out-of-state area phone number, you need to ask about that and find out, is it because you live out of state? And if they live out of state, that is a serious concern if you are trying to purchase a property or sell a property and they don't even live in the same state with you or in the same area with you. Okay, red flag number 2. Red flag number 2 is if they actually live more than an hour away from your property. Now, I have taken properties that were within an hour and 15 or an hour and 20 minutes, but it was in an area that I had grown up in or had lived in and still had a connection with. But now when a buyer or a seller contacts me and they want me to take their listing or they want me to help them purchase in an area that's farther than that, honestly, it would be a really greedy thing for me to take that on. Why? Well, if you're a buyer and you know how many deals you've lost over the last 6 months because homes are selling so quickly, do you really want a realtor that has to drive a little over an hour to get to the property, showing you and you're relying on them? The other situation with that is how well can they actually know anything about the area, the soil content? Are there a lot of peering that's needed? Does the school bus come by here? What is the utilities in this area? Can you get fiber optics? There's so many things that if you're not from an area, you're going to have trouble locating that information. And even though it is a buyer or a seller's job to double down and get those details, that is also the point of the realtor to assist you with tracking some of that information. Red flag number 3 is they're not a part of your multi-list system in your market. Okay, multi-list is the website that all realtors go to find what's available for their buyers or to put their sellers out there and to promote the property. So if you have just hired a realtor as a buyer's agent to help you find a home and they live more than an hour away and they're not part of the MLS, how on earth are they going to help you find listings? That just doesn't make sense to me. Yes, they can see them on Zillow, but they're not going to have access to any of the multi-list documents such as the disclosures and broker remarks. And guys, the broker remarks can save you so much time because it can tell you if it's a complete waste of your time. Sometimes people will put in broker remarks that there is a tenant in there and you're purchasing the property subject to the lease. Now, as a buyer, you don't want to drive down and schedule that showing and then not even be able to purchase the home because of the tenant. As a seller, if your realtor does not have access to the multi-list, that means that all of the realtors in that market will not be made aware of your listing unless they go on to Zillow, which I'll tell you, realtors do not spend their time on Zillow or Realtor.com. So 3 major red flags. Now, any one of those individually could be overcome if the person is very knowledgeable and very aware of the area. But if you're hitting 2 of those 3, I would tell you to have a serious conversation with yourself. And then the bottom line is I think that you should always hire a local expert. Obviously, I want you to hire me, but if I am not your flavor, no problem. Just be sure and hire local. I trust you. Just be sure and hire local because trust me, it will save you thousands and thousands of dollars and lots of man hours where you wasted your time because your realtor did not have access to the important details and information. Now, as always, these are just my opinions, and some of the realtors out there will have very strong, different opinions, and that's what makes this great. So, welcome your opinions, welcome your feedback, and welcome your comments. No issues here. My ego can handle it. As always, if there's something that you have questions about regarding real estate, don't hesitate to reach out. We'd be happy to discuss it in the next podcast or have a conversation with you. So again, all things real estate, how to real estate, Edna Kimble, Cherokee County, within an hour's drive. So that basically I go into the Vian, Gore, Salisaw area, Stillwell, Westville. I do not cross the state line. I go as far north as Locust Grove. I go over into Hobart, Wagner, and a little bit into Catoosa because I did live there previously. And also, I have an insane network of amazing realtors that I trust. So if I can't help you, I'm going to put you with one of those individuals that live in that local market. So again, I hope this was helpful. Thanks, everyone.